Thank you for joining me for Takeaway Tuesday with Northern Stamper. If you need to reach me, you could drop me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com. And I'm a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I love teaching how to make cards. This month we are using kits. Kits are a fabulous uh, item to have in your crafting stash because these kits come with everything that you need. This one in particular, we're using Blossom Wishes. There is no stamping involved, and everything that you need comes inside, and you also get instructions on how to make the cards for the kits if you want. Now, I made some of the cards for this Blossom Wishes. Here we go. And this is what they look like. They are fabulous, easy to put together, and a lot of fun. Great to do with the kids. So it's something great to have along, or to give for a gift. So the month of August, Stampin' Up! Has got a sale on kits, and this is actually up to 30% off. So this is a great kit to get. And we're going to be making 2 cards today with this kit because I just had so much fun. Actually, speaking of having so much fun with kits, that I decided to, every month I am going to be doing a video the first of every month, and I called it Down the Rabbit Hole with Paper Punkin. Now, Paper Punkin is an online, or you can order it online, and it comes once a month, like a little gift. And it you have to order it by the 10th of every month, and it ships about the 20th. So that following month, on the first Friday of every month, we will do some alternative kits. I'll show you how to do the kits themselves, like the cards that come with it with the instructions, but I want to show you how to make other cards with those kits. So it's a lot of fun. So join me first of every month, Down the Rabbit Hole with Paper Punkin. If you do not have a Paper Punkin account, drop me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com and I'll help you set it up. Okay? If you want to try it for 1 month, drop me an email. I can help you with that too, and one kit will arrive at your house just to try it out. So I thought I'd just let you know about that. Paper Punkin is a lot of fun, and you could do so much with it. Also, don't forget, the mini catalog is coming out very soon. I can't wait for you to show it to you. Demonstrators have already their catalogs, but we're not allowed to show anything inside, but soon we will. Okay, don't forget, Takeaway Tuesday in September, Circle Sayings. We're going to be using the Circle Sayings bundle, and I've got those packages already mailed out, and hopefully you will be able to join me for that. Last thing to do, get your Christmas cards ready for Christmas Countdown. We're going to do it the 3rd Sunday of September, October, and November. If you want to join for just 1 month, it's $45. But if you get all 3, you'll get a discount for $110 for each month. And we're going to make a lot of cards for that. So drop me an email, northernstamper@gmail.com, to find out a little bit more. We'll be making 12 cards in September, 12 cards in October, and 12 cards in November. So that's a lot of cards getting you ready for Christmas. All right, give me a thumbs up if you are ready to get rolling for alternative cards with the Blossom Wishes that we are going to be making. This is going to be a lot of fun. So I had a lot of fun placing these 2 together, and I thought, I wonder what else we could make with that. So let's get started. And we are going to start with the long slimline card. So we want that long slimline card that comes with it. Now inside is a little punch out that you're going to need. It's got the circles on it. We want to have one of the sentiments that comes with this, and I'm going to be using the happy birthday. So they come in different languages. Choose whatever language you like. I'm choosing English. And we need to have 2 of these fruits. That 1, 2. So we need 2 of those. Okay. And we are going to be using one of these branches that come with it. Right? What we also want to do in your kit, once you punch everything out, you're going to end up with, there's a sheet that has things, and you're just going to punch these out, and there are the things. And I want you to keep this because we are going to be using this. Yes, we are going to be using this piece of discarded scrap on our card. So there you go, showing you something else how to do. Oh, my mistake. We need two of these branches. I just found one hiding there, so I got two of those branches. This discarded piece of where the sentiments popped out. Okay, and we need, I know it's a lot of things. We're going to take the small envelope. We want the small envelope from the Paper Pumpkin kit, not the large one. We want the small one because we're going to be taking this apart. All right, so I wanted to show you, those are the items that we are going to be using. So let's put those together so we don't lose it. And we are going to start with the slimline piece of cardstock. Okay, so it's already folded. And if you look carefully, there's some chevrons already embossed on this. So that adds a great design onto there. So look at that. Fantastic. What we're going to do is we are going to take our discarded piece of sentiments and we're going to lay it on top. And what I want to do is I want to have a little bit where, so there's the first one and the bottom one. I'm going to kind of layer it so that it's kind of even on the top and the bottom. See, there's a half on the top, and let's move it up. We're going to try and get it as best as possible. If not, that's okay. And a little bit on the bottom. Okay, so we have that. What I need to do is I don't want this to move around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually tape it down. Okay. Onto my scrap piece of paper. Come on. I'm going to tape it down, and I don't want it to move. What we're going to do is we're going to take our blending brush. I love these things. They are fabulous. They make very soft, gentle coloring. And I'm going to take the coordinating color of Orchid Oasis. So this is Orchid Oasis, and we're going to take the coordinating color. And I'm going to put some of that color on the blending brush. And I'm not going to go right on the card itself to start, because when you do that from the ink to the paper, there is a bit of a blob sometimes. So kind of rub it off on the side a bit. And then we're going to start rubbing in circles and bring it into the card. All right, so we don't want that card base to move, but I'm going to be adding some of the color. Okay. You're going to love this effect when we're done with it. Also, the month of August and September, I am doing a fundraiser for Melly's Marketplace and Cafe. And we are getting up there in the kits, any kits that are purchased with me. The profits from that will be going directly to Melly's Marketplace. Plus, I will be matching that donation personally. So we're getting up over $100 already, so I'm quite excited. So that we're doing for August and September. So the kit sale works really well. So it's a perfect time to get gifts and help a fundraiser. Okay, so I've done the whole sheet with the blending brush. Okay, hopefully it hasn't moved. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully lift this off. So let's carefully lift this off and see what happened. Look at that color. You may not notice it while we're doing it, but what a fabulous color it is with the Orchid Oasis. So it's a little dark on one side, a little light on the other. That's okay. That adds to the design. It's looking great there. Okay. So I have this down, and what I want to do is I'm going to get that small envelope, okay, and I'm going to pull it apart. Okay, so I'm going to pull this small envelope apart. And we're going to open it up. And we're going to use, you can either use this portion of the envelope or this one. Now the top here, the little flap, we're going to use on card number 2. So make sure we keep that. So we're keeping the top flap for card number 2. So you can use either the center or the part on the bottom. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to be, which way does my trimmer go? I'm going to be cutting, you know what, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to cut at the 2 inches. Now I choose the 2 inches. Now because it's angled a little bit, I'm going to go along the lines that are on my trimmer here, so I can make sure I get a straight line. So there we go, straight line on that. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up against the top rail, and I'm going to cut off that little piece of white, flip it over, and again I'm going to cut off that little piece of white, just clearing it. Now it's going to be on the back and you won't really notice. Now if you want this shorter, like not so wide at 2 inches, we could always cut it down, and that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to take a look at the card, see how wide it is, and see if I like it. Okay, so it's going to sit right about here. Okay, all right. Now you can choose to either move it over a little bit so that it has a little bit of edge on each side, or you can butt it up against the right side. It's totally up to you. Okay, so this is pretty wide. Now if I bring in my sentiment and I lay it on top, I can see it kind of fills it up, and I think 2 inches is a good size to kind of frame that sentiment, that happy birthday sentiment. So I'm going to leave this at 2 inches. Now we're not done cutting, so I'm going to put that up there at the top. I'm going to bring back in my trimmer, and there was a piece with the circles in it. See the ones with the circles? And what we're going to do is we're going to cut straight down the center, and we're going to try and get as close to between those as possible. Okay, so I'm going to go and eyeball it. I can see it in the track. It clears on the left and right. And I'm going to cut it right there. So I want one circle. That's all I need. I don't need the other half. I'm going to use that for something else. So I got the one circle. And I'm going to bring back in my card so that you can see. And I'm going to lay this down. I'm not going to glue it yet because I'm the type, I kind of like moving things around a bit. I don't know about you, but I like moving things around before I commit. So I'm going to let that sit on, whoops, let's move this guy down, on the left, and that strip. What I want to do is see it's clearing that circle part, so if I move it over, you'll see it peeks in, so I just want it to clear. And I want to keep a little bit of an edge all the way around, and I really like that, that blending brush design behind that. I think it really adds something, along with the embossed paper. What do you think? Give me a thumbs up if you like that idea. All right, so we've got it laid out right here, and I'm going to bring in some of those little elements from the kit. So I'm going to place one cherry, or I don't know if they're apples. Comment below if you think they're cherries or apples. I'm not sure. I think they're apples. And I'm going to take one leaf, and I'm tucking it under. You can always, you know what? You can always place it on top. There's nothing saying you can't place it on top. But I'm going to tuck it under. I like it kind of tucked under. This way I can kind of like move it down a little bit if I like. And the second item, what I want to do, these two are together. Now you can use them both together on here and just kind of shift that along, and or even tuck it underneath like that. And then use these pieces on top. And I actually kind of like that. Or if you want just the single fruit, just cut it around and have it by itself. I don't know, it's kind of tough. I don't know if I should use 2 or 1 fruit. You know what? I'm going to use 2 because on my mock-up I did 1 fruit, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So there we go, and those will fit on top. So I've laid it down. It all kind of fits. I have an idea of what it's going to do, so now I can kind of start gluing. All right, I'm going to take these off, slide them off, and the first part I'm going to glue down is this piece of envelope. So we'll glue that down. And I liked it kind of off center from the edge. I'm going to place that down. Now this oval piece, I want it to stick up a little bit. So, oh, look at that. Oh, I could move it over a little bit. I can even hide my flower if I want. Let's see. I'm going to place these guys on dimensionals so it's a little higher. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back. One in each corner. I don't know about you, but I find dimensionals everywhere. I was camping and I found a dimensional somewhere in the fire pit, and I don't know how it managed to get all the way over there. Where's the strangest place you found a dimensional? Comment below and let me know. So I'm going to pop that on there. There we go. See, again, we've just cleared that envelope little piece so it's not in the circle. I'm going to get my little fruit. Now, because this is going to span across with this piece having dimensionals on top of it, I'm not going to add a dimensional like right here and then on each side. What I want to do is I want to clear each portion. I want to bridge it so that it will lay flat. So it's on the far part, and I'm going to bridge across so it lays flat, but it's still standing, like sticking up from the card. If I place the dimensional in the middle and then on each side, it would warp it up, and I don't want that. Okay, let's get some little tiny dimensionals for the leaves. So I'm going to use the mini dimensionals as soon as I find some. Oh, I got black mini dimensionals. Let's use those. You'll never notice. And what we're going to do is pop that just on the back of the leaves, placing it in the areas that are the thickest. I want the thickest part where the adhesive is going to stick together. Okay, there we go. Take these off. And again, I'm going to tuck that under the little circle part and have it on top of those pieces of fruit. Okay, it's coming together. Again, our happy birthday. Now I wanted the two underneath. I wanted to kind of have it underneath this happy birthday. And I'm going to have it glued straight down because I want it flat. I'm going to have that happy birthday standing up with dimensionals. Okay, and I'm going to place my happy birthday. I'm not doing these yet because I need to cut some of those off. But let's add some dimensionals to the back of the happy birthday sentiment. Oh, look, I can use big dimensionals. I don't know about you. I prefer to use large dimensionals when I can. I like to think because it makes it stick better. I don't know. To me, it makes it seem like it sticks better with larger dimensionals. Okay, let's place that on top and in between the coloring for from the envelopes. Now I'm going to snip some of these little guys off. There we go, one. I'll put one on there and cut another one off. You know what? I have so many. Oh, look at that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add that one flat. One of these is going to be flat. Oops. Sometimes when you use your CL Plus, you go a little bit over on the items. Just fold back that piece of glue and that will work. So I'm going to place that on there. And I'm going to add dimensionals to these guys, the little dimensionals. Again, making it stick as best as I can on the thicker parts. Let's see, will that one fit there? And I'm going to set that on top. Okay? And on top. Now, if you have some embellishments, I got a couple of embellishments left over from other projects. I'm just going to toss a couple of these on. So where can I toss these? Oh, let's just do a little bit, I don't know, here? Yes, sure, let's go here. And, Oops, come on. Let's just toss a little bit on to give it some design. So if you got some extras, why not? Okay, there we go. And of course you can always add Wink of Stella to those little fruit if you like. Okay, you can just add a little bit of Wink of Stella around there. Give it a little bit of design. Give it a little bit of shimmer. So that is one of the card designs. I'm going to show you the original. So there we go. This is the one we made today with the 2 fruit, and this is my original design that I worked on. So there we go. They worked really well. I had a lot of fun doing it with the blending brushes. I thought it was a lot of good use of the kit when you use items such as the envelopes and the pieces that you think you can throw away. Always think, what can you make with that? So stick with me. I'm going to show you how to make another card. So this is the one that is the slimline card. Looking good. Comment below on what you think. Okay, so hold on to your hats, ladies. Let's make another card. And here we go with card number 2. Now this is a small slimline card. As I said, this is the piece that we used from the first card. We're going to be cutting off the flap. We need the flap for this. There is the card base on this one. Again, it also has the chevrons. You can see embossed the chevrons. Okay, we have our little sentiment that says "You matter." The C-shaped Calypso coral, and we're going to be using that. Again, there's some pears and some leaves. Okay, this is what we're going to be using for this card. All right, so what we want to do is, this is pretty simple. We are going to first cut this piece off from the envelope back. Okay, so we're just going to take it in here again, and I'm just going to take it down to 1.5 inches. Again, I'm going to line it up. Let me make sure you can see. I'm lining it up. Because it's angled, I can't place it against the rail there. So I'm going to line it up on the markings, bring it down, and cut that portion off. Okay, and that makes it exactly straight. So that piece is straight. Let's bring back in our card. Okay, and we have the C channel that we're going to be placing, and we're going to place it on the right side. Now it's small enough that we can add there's a little edge all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to be gluing that down, and I'm straight gluing it onto the card. There we go, leaving a little bit of an edge on the top, bottom, and the right side. I'm going to be taking this piece. Now that piece that I cut is too wide, so I'm going to actually take it down to 1 inch. Again, we're going to take our trimmer. I'd rather have it larger and then I can trim down than trying to look for another piece and make it larger. Okay, so I'm taking it down now to 1 inch. Let's see how that looks. I can always use this piece for something else. Now, if I place this on the left side, that looks much better. And I'm going to actually glue that down. Actually, there's some glue there. I can just kind of wet it. There we go. And glue it down. We're going to put it right against the left edge. Bring it, make sure it's even. There we go. Right against that edge. There we go. Okay. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to use a little bit of these leaves to kind of come down, and I'm going to lay down a sentiment there. But I want to use these pears. Now I can tuck these pears up underneath and then put my sentiment down, which I think is actually going to be a really nice idea. So I'm going to move this up higher, and I want to have it like spatially designed so it looks correct. So let's add this around here. Okay, now I like to move things around to see the best design for me. Okay, I highly recommend that you do this before you do any gluing. So I'm actually going to put it on that way so that this color doesn't get lost in the piece that we placed down. I actually kind of like this setup. So it's fairly similar to the instructions inside the kit itself. So let's move these guys. Okay, I am going to glue this down. Okay, I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this branch so that they stick nicely. And I'm going to have it so it angles so it looks like it's hitting the branch. So let's see, there we go. And it's still at the very edge of the card. Looks good. Again, let's add a little bit of dimensionals to the back of the sentiment. We can then Wink-a-Stella some of our fruit if we want. Here we go. Add that in. I'm going to bring it down and just clear that edge. And there we go. Pretty simple. Now again, I could add some embellishments if I want. Oh, why not? We got them. Let's add them. To finish up the card. Here we go. And voila! There is the card. And I'm going to show you my original mock-up, and I'm going to show you the difference. So there's my today's card. Now this one I just took, you see I got the pears here, but on this one I took the pears and I cut around and made it as a frame to stand out. And then I realized I had leftover pieces of branches that I just kind of added. There we go. You know what? I have this little piece left over. I'm going to add it to the inside of the card. Okay, going to open up the card. I know it's the perfect width and height. I'm going to add it right along the edge. Anything that hangs over, I will just snip off. And there we go. There we go. So there's our cards for today. So I hope you'll join me for Down the Rabbit Hole. Order a paper pumpkin. There we go. First Friday of every month, Down the Rabbit Hole. And we will be making alternative cards to what's in the kit. I will also make what's in the kit, but I will also make alternatives for you so you can get an idea of what you can make. So if you have any questions, drop me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com. I hope you like this set, and I hope you like the alternative cards. Drop me a comment below what you think, and I will see you next Takeaway Tuesday.